In this episode, I'm here with Sidney Leigh, the founder of Bunzie's Organic Spray Tanning. Within 12 months of starting her business, Sidney created a six-figure income while working from home and raising her baby girl as a single mother. By the end of her second year, she grew her business by over 300%, making it one of Arizona's top leading airbrush tanning companies, has 3 locations and several opening. And now she's even teaching others how to do the same. In this episode, we're going to talk about her mindset and how she's able to do all of this in less than 3 years.
If you own a gym or you need a gym, this is your guy.
My name's Mike, and I help fitness studios that are ready to take action, work hard, and grow their studios. In this very saturated industry, there's tons of competition, but the opportunities are incredible. We'll cover the most common challenges in the fitness world and invite guests in the show that have learned to overcome them and share their strategies with you. This is the GSD Show. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Arce. Welcome back to another episode of the GSD Show. Today I'm here with Sidney Leigh. What's up, Sidney?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you. You actually saw me speak, a year ago? Was it like a year ago, believe it or not?
I think it was a little
I saw it in my Facebook memory. Yeah, it was more than that.
Yeah.
And then since then, we've kind of remained in touch, but I didn't know you had a lot of really great stuff going on.
Yeah.
So guys, just so you know, in this episode, we're going to talk to Sidney about a few different things. Number one, Bunzie's Organic Spray Tanning, which is your main business. You have 3 locations. You're opening up a bunch more now, which is exciting.
Yes.
You also have an institute, an online course that basically certifies people to do it your way. So you have some great passive income coming in through that way. Mm-hmm. And then you also just launched a swim line that is for purpose, I guess you should say, right? Because there's charity and stuff behind it all. Mm-hmm. And all this ties really together. But she's got a really great story, guys. So I know that everyone here, everyone listening, I don't care who you are, you've either gone through some shit or you will go through some. True. You know, that's part of being alive. Mm-hmm. And within your business, it's if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, you have definitely gone through this stuff. Sidney's got a really great story, and it's actually tied in as to how she's gotten this charity to really be a part of your business. Mm-hmm. So we're going to dive into a lot of that. This business that you started initially, when you had started, you were married, right?
I was, yeah. I was married with a newborn baby.
Okay.
And
you were 27 at the time, right?
27, okay. Yeah. And I actually came up with the idea while I was pregnant. So I was like, what am I going to do next? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, well, I've been in the beauty industry for, I think, 9 years at the time. And I was doing spray tanning. I'm like, I'm going to offer this as a hobby. And so I kind of just popped up a tent in my second living room. Okay. My daughter was 3 weeks old, and I started an Instagram page and a Facebook page and was like, okay, come and get a spray tan by me. I think my very first spray tan, my girlfriends were visiting from Washington, and I'm like, please let me tan you. They're like, fine, don't make us look bad. But it actually ended up being amazing. And so just post, and doing that. And so it was just a little hobby to start off with. I had a brand new baby,
So initially you kicked this off. It was just a couple posts here and there, seeing if you can get people in, do it in your living room. Fast forward 3 years later, and then we're going to fill in the blanks. But fast forward 3 years later, you got 3 locations and an online course that teaches people how to do it.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk about is the journey, how you got there, because that's not easy to do, especially when you got a newborn baby. And what really made you take it to a deeper, harder level is that you went through a pretty tough divorce.
Yeah, I did.
So you did this as a single mom.
I did.
Brand new single mom as well.
A suddenly single mom.
Suddenly
is
single
what I
mom.
like to call it.
So talk to me about that. What happened? You go into as much detail as you feel, but what ultimately happened that led you down the path you said, all right, I'm taking this to a 10?
So I've always been kind of had that entrepreneurial spirit, and everything I laid my hands on, I just dove right in. But when I got married and I had my newborn baby, and I kind of knew. That's why I knew that there was something wrong. There were toxic signs in my relationships. There was a lot of verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, and so my suddenly single mom moment happened. There was a physical abuse altercation between my husband and I, and that was it. it was done. One and done, one time. And I said, okay, I'm going to take this to the next level. And I literally think the next 4 months, I just blacked out diving into any self-help book, my church, like anything I could possibly do to grasp onto some sort of positivity and optimism to keep me going. So I took Bunzie's organic spray tanning to the next level and really fast. And
So how were you able to put the blinders on? Because most people going through a divorce like that, it wasn't like, we just don't like each other anymore. Right? That was a serious situation. How do you go from that and all the stuff you have going on with the newborn baby, figuring that out, to, literally taking it to the level that you took it and just going hard?
Yeah, so I tried to come at this from more of a logical standpoint instead of act more emotionally based. And so my ex-husband and I actually have been able to remain friends through the process, and he's been willing to do whatever he can do to help fix the reason that his core issues of what was going on for him. So that kind of helped me go, you know what, Sidney, you have this child, you have her full time because you have to protect your kid. And I just kind of, I wasn't going to listen to what anyone else said. I followed my instincts. And I acted logically and not emotional based, and I had a good support system. And so I knew what I had was good. I knew my products were good. And I knew that I had people supporting me. So I just focused on that. I didn't become a victim. I went from that victim mentality. Because at first you're in shock, but I think that was like 10 days. And then I was like, nope, I'm going to do something. I have to. I have this lifestyle that I'm living currently that I need to maintain. So I really didn't have an option, or else I was going to find myself in a really crappy situation. So
what's the first thing you did in order to take it to another level? So you were, before this happened, before you said, I'm going to turn it on, how many tans were you doing per week or month in your house?
So it was more of a hobby. Really maybe 10 a week.
10 a week?
Maybe by myself,
Okay.
10 a week. Of course, I was trying to promote it on social media as if we were, branding myself as if we were tanning more. But really, I was just tanning whenever somebody would come to me. I wasn't really going and getting clients.
Business,
I wasn't
right.
networking with anyone in any specific industry. It was just like, oh, so-and-so's mom's going to a wedding.
Right.
They may need a spray tan.
So then you said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. So now, what was the main contributor? Like, what was the first thing you did to say, I got to get more? I'm gonna get more customers. How did you get more customers?
So I started reaching out to people that I knew were successful in the fitness industry, because I just saw that was like huge, and I was offering organic spray tans. So I know that people are health conscious, and that was kind of, and still is, the thing that was super important to people. So I'm like, okay, I have organic spray tans. I know my tans are good. I look at these fitness girls and they look orange, and I'm like, this is the niche I need to go through or go for. So contacted people like Felicia Romero, Carrie Northington, just kind of got in touch with those types of influencers, people that have been successful in the past that maybe are, like Felicia was opening a new gym at the time. So I'm like, perfect. I can come in and tan at her gym, and just things like that. And
so let's talk about that real quick, because you've gotten rejected as well.
From Felicia,
who's been on this show twice now, right? Once solo and then once with like Kelly and Matt. So those of you out there, you've seen a few of my episodes. I've mentioned how important it is to build partnerships with people in the community that already have a really great customer base that you can partner with on certain things. For example, like tomorrow, although when you guys are watching this or listening to this, it'll be past this, but in real time right now, tomorrow, I'm doing a joint webinar with Causley, which, they have a lot of people in my industry. And we do joint webinars and content and stuff like that in order to get me in front of their audience, and they like to get them in front of my audience. And we just kind of collaborate on that. It's the fastest way to grow.
That's awesome.
So we talked about it a lot, but I think the challenge that people get is they're afraid to get rejected, or they do get rejected and they're afraid to continue getting rejected because they just feel like they're too small time and not worth it. So you reached out to Felicia. What was your pitch to Felicia? What was her response? And then how did you get it to work? Because you eventually got it.
Yeah.
And let's talk about what you did for her. Like, what was in it for her?
Yeah. So I initially I didn't contact Felicia. Her people that were working for her, doing her spin classes, marketing for her, things like that, were tanning with me. And so there was this opening event that she had going on, and it was going to be in October. And so Felicia was like, no, spray tans October just doesn't really fit for us right now. So she said no. And so then I was just more persistent, like, no, we've got to do this. I promise you, we're in Arizona, tanning year round. Your clients are going to love it. And it ended up being like a complete success for both of us. And now we're close friends. She's, introduced me to people like you and other entrepreneurs that are amazing. And so then once I started kind of tanning people like that, so even though I had a no, I still kept going. And even though I had people like that, then I had photographers like James Patrick that weren't ready to refer me yet, but they had their eye on me. And so even when I talked to people like them, he's like, yeah, I noticed you like 18 months ago, but I wanted to make sure you were the real deal.
Right.
And so he would have said no to me too, but I just kept saying, hey, tagging every model that shot with him, like, I did this, just persistent. And
so every model, because he's a photographer for fitness, everyone that you spray tanned, you would tag and basically make him very aware that, hey, just so you know, your client's also my client.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did that with a lot of different photographers, just any photographers that were shooting. And then I'd slide into the DM of all the fitness models and just say, hey, you guys, come tan with me, promote my spray tans. I'll give you some tans for free, if you're going to promote me. And I do that with like models, for example, too, that are doing just photos, not fitness models, but just models that are signed with like Ford or Deborah Maddox agency or other kind of agencies. I just promote, or I slide into their DMs and say, hey,
When you say DM,
they're
district manager, direct manager?
They're what is it? Direct message.
Oh,
yeah,
direct
like
message.
DM, sliding into your DM.
I'm thinking she's like, I thought you're like, okay, get in with the district manager, and then we're gonna be able to get everyone that works underneath
That's a good idea
them.
too. Yeah.
DM, of course, Kelsey
knows.
over here is like,
she knows.
It's direct message, Mike.
Sliding
clearly.
into the DM. You haven't heard that?
No, I never heard sliding into the DM. I just heard message me. I mean, I'm 35, guys. I'm lucky.
Okay.
I'm as into it as I am.
Yeah. So.
I'm snapping.
It's a quick way for somebody to notice you. It's just like, even if they read it and they don't really do anything with it. Okay. If your name comes up again, they're gonna be like, oh, that person messaged me.
Right.
Or okay, I've heard of her business before. And another thing I started to brand myself. So I started to put my face with my business instead of it just being branding my business, because I knew that I was going to go in other directions like my institute or the swimwear line. So I knew that I wanted to brand myself as well. Right. So just building a relationship.
How did you do that? What are things that you did to brand yourself? Because guys, this is important. There's a reason I'm asking this question. So what are some things you did?
So when I would talk, I would just talk about the things that I wanted to do next when I would talk to people. So it's like, oh, I have this idea and I have this idea. And so I got a headshot, obviously, and start talking about things that are important to me, Such as tanning, such as domestic violence, such as communication, such as networking, such as marketing, such as mentoring. I mentor a ton of other people that are coming out in the fitness industry, for example. I have one girl that has a business, Rock Me Baby Fit, and I saw that. Yeah, and she's like one of my clients, and she's like, how do I take this to the next level? I said, let me show you. And I came up with this plan, and we're executing it, and she's gonna do something really cool.
Well, and see, so guys, we talked about this in an episode as well, and I don't remember where it was. I think it might have been 2 episodes ago where I was doing sales. But know, like, and trust. Those are the 3 steps you have to take to be able to make sales easily on a mass scale. First thing they have to do is they have to know you, right? And so that's what you were doing by tagging. I've seen her before. I've seen her before. I don't know if I like you yet, but I've seen you before. Yeah. And then what happens is you start talking about the things that you like, right? Tanning and mentoring, marketing, that kind of stuff. So for the people that like that type of a message as well, they're like, okay, cool. Right. It's you like someone once they realize they like what you like, right? If I'm a Cardinals fan and you like the Cardinals,
we've got something to talk about.
We're already I like you a little more, right? Yeah. But then when you go into vulnerability and you talk about the domestic violence, your purpose, why you're doing it, what you've been through, now you create the trust, right? Letting go of being vulnerable makes it a lot easier for people to trust you and let their guard down as well. So once they can know you, they can't trust you until they like you.
Right.
And they can't like you until they know you. So you took the steps, whether that was your initial plan or not, you took all the steps necessary to really grow on a mass scale, and it's going to grow continuously as long as you keep doing the things that you've done, right? Constantly finding ways to get in front of audiences that don't know who you are, more people like Felicia and James Patrick, more events that are going on, but also finding ways to talk about who you are. There's a reason I got all this stuff up here. These are my favorite things, right? Like I got my, well, this bobblehead, one of my coaches got me, but it's a reminder to get coaching, right? Like
which he had me try to punch the bobblehead earlier.
Yeah, we got a picture. Sam, put that picture up. And then we got orange Tic Tacs, my favorite thing. John Starks, my idol growing up. Cool story on John Starks.
Awesome.
And then just get shit done. So cool. Like these are my little things that I like.
And you know what's kind of interesting is actually right after I first heard you speak, and it was at a women for women and networking type of event.
I don't know how I got in. I was the only guy there.
Yeah, but I learned so much. I even brought my mom with me, and I had some people from my church there, and I learned so much. And afterwards, I actually reached out to you and was like, I want one of those mugs. And
did I give you one?
Yes, you mailed me one, and I have it on my desk. Every one of my Bunzies clients sees it. They love it. They're like, oh, what does that stand for? I'm like, it stands for getting shit done, and I drink my coffee out of it every morning.
Have you noticed that you actually get more done that day? Did you know? Have you tried running with it like after it yet? You run faster after you drink out of that mug.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. It wasn't the coffee, it's the mug. Because people have been drinking coffee.
Yeah, you could put Kool-Aid in there. It doesn't really matter.
And you're just getting shit done.
It's pretty impressive, guys. Get a mug.
Get a mug.
Get a mug or a t-shirt.
It really, seriously. Get a mug for sure, for your desk.
All right, so you did the know, like, trust.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about the things that you like and then going into vulnerability. So guys, for you as well, that's one of the hardest things for people is people don't like to share what they like a lot of times.
Right.
They want to talk too much about, the business all the time. But then the vulnerability, a lot of people are afraid of that. Like going to where you went, a lot of people don't like doing that, but it was key.
Yeah, and that's something that that's what's next for me too. I mean, I have all these business ventures and I'm super passionate about all of them, but really I want to figure out a way to connect to people on a level that's going to help empower them to stand true to who they are. I think a lot of times our circumstances, whatever it may be, whether it was emotional disconnect from our dad, like just as girls, that we kind of find ourselves in those kinds of relationships. And oftentimes those types of men have come from some sort of abuse themselves. So just finding like, you don't need to accept that. You can be who you want to be. You can do what you want to do. And you can also be there to support that person. But leaving, it's never okay to stay in that kind of situation.
Right.
And when I started listening, instead of just surviving, when I started listening to what the universe was telling me to do, I found myself going in the direction I needed to go. So I really want to work with women in the future on how they can do what I did. Because it was not easy. I mean, I can say, oh yeah, so within 10 days I was fine. No, I wasn't. There was a good, 6 to 8 months that I think I was literally waking up, drinking coffee, working, and just trying to avoid, although I was trying to deal with it, I was just avoiding. But it took some time. And it was really good once I got through that, for sure.
So one of the things that I really want to talk about too is you've done something that I think everyone can do and they don't realize it. You've taken what you've mastered, right? You've now developed mastery around this spray tanning process.
Right.
You've done thousands of them.
I love them.
And you've done them for people that really know what a good spray tan is. But you took the mastery you developed and now you've created an institute where people that want to be able to spray tan like you actually charge 3 different prices: $600 for basic, $850 $600, and then $850 to do competition and $1,000.
Right.
So 3 different options of spray tan certifications they could get to learn how to do it your way.
Yeah.
And you've already started selling 10 I think, and you just launched
locally.
it.
Yeah, so I kind of was hitting the Arizona market, and I have so many people that are interested in doing it. So we're going to take this nationally. We're going to do this all online. They have access to me to mentor them. They can join the Bunzies team if they like, or they can take the tools that I'm providing them and go and do this themselves. They can start in their home, do a few tans, and then take it to wherever they want to take it.
And that's the cool thing. So because that aligns see if I'm not really a big entrepreneur, but I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
I don't have the resources or even the knowledge as to how to go from where I'm at to having a location.
Right.
I'm going to fail. I'm set up for failure. But you're able to help show somebody how they can do it exactly the way you did.
Right.
Which obviously you know how to do.
It's-
So how they can do it just from their home the right way
Right.
and be able to build up from there.
Right, and it will naturally progress that way.
Right.
See, when they come in with all the fear, and they're just like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna, do this? I don't have the money to invest in this, and there's all these MLM businesses in my head, and everybody wants me to sell this. And my biggest piece of advice is to one thing at a time, one foot in front of the next, buy the equipment, the overhead's low, market yourself properly, get a mentor, let the fear go, provide an amazing service, and the rest will just grow with you. You know,
Right.
you meet the right people, you find the niche that you like to be in. Sometimes that could be location.
Right.
You know, you could be in a beach city, and so you have this niche that you need to find what that is and go with it. So
Right.
so it is, I want to say it's super simple. It's not, but this is kind of a turnkey business that you can take someone that wasn't born with that entrepreneurial spirit, and they can kind of grow into something that's pretty big
Right,
and
right.
amazing.
And you know what? There's somebody told me there's a difference between simple and easy. It is simple. I
Right.
mean, there's a formula.
Right.
It's like cooking.
It is a formula.
Cooking anything is simple. Here are the ingredients.
Right.
But now it may not be easy. Like you have to pay attention to this pot, and you have to pay attention to that pot. And
Multitask.
is that overcooking? Is that undercooking? Okay,
Right.
so it's hard work, but what needs to be done is simple.
Right.
You know, and so guys, just so you know,
Simple
this
steps.
is something that I personally have done. I've developed, I believe, a really great skill set in obviously marketing people in the fitness space and the massage space and the tanning space. So developing an online course on how to do that yourself is something we're doing now, right? Loudrumortraining.com. You go there, you learn how to do it. We're also now launching how to build your own ad agency. So that's another thing
That's
we
awesome.
developed.
Yeah.
So now we can take people that want to start their own advertising company or accelerate and go scalable and scale it up like we did, and you can go through this course.
Right.
I just met with a guy. The guy's I think he's close to 50 years old. Started a DJ company in college, and now he's doing like $800,000 a year or something like that. He's got other DJs working for him, but he's like, man, he and I were kind of just chatting, and he's like, man, I'm just exhausted of doing all this stuff every time, seasonality there's in place. So when it's prom season, I'm constantly working 24 hours a day. And I said, dude, how many DJs are in the world or even just in the country? He's like,
Right.
oh, tens or thousands, maybe 100,000. Okay, so let's say tens of thousands. How many of them would pay like $197 or $497 to learn how to get just 2 to 3 more clients a month? Do you know how to get 2 to 3 more clients if you wanted to right now? He's like, oh yeah, that's easy. And I go, they don't think it's
don't
easy.
know.
So now he's developing a course where you can target DJs on Facebook, people that have that as their profession, for $497 or $297, one of those prices.
Yeah.
You can learn how to get how to get more DJ clients and how to manage them and eventually grow your DJ business. So you don't have to DJ all the time. That's the thing. DJ is one of those things that's like, it's not cool to be a DJ when you're like in your 50s.
Well, and that's kind of what I was doing with Bunsies too. It's like, well, what am I going to do? Just spray? You started off, and it was perfect for where I
Right.
was. 3-week-old baby, stay-at-home mom. I'm tanning, making really good income to bring into my family. So it was perfect. But then it got to the point where it's like, well, I don't want to just tan. Now I have this opportunity to share and teach people and perfect my skill and share with them so they can do that. And so
Right.
it just kind of grew just in that same direction that you're talking about,
Right.
Now,
Sydney is a hustler. In less than 3 years, she was able to start these 3 locations from scratch after going through the divorce, starting the Institute, the online course. But on top of that, you wanted to give back as much as you can and create a purpose around your business to help people that have gone through similar situations that you've gone through. And so you now started and launched. It was just this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday at the W. It was crazy.
Yeah. So a swim line
Yeah.
called Fine Swimwear.
Find somewhere.
Fine, but FINE stands for something. So talk about that.
Yeah, so it's Future Independent Nationwide Empowerment.
Okay.
And I have a business partner. His name is Adam Diaz Garcia. He's amazing. And he came from apparel and I came from tanning. So we said, let's do swimwear. And instead of just selling swimwear, because we have these Bunsies locations and we know swimwear will sell, but we wanted to kind of join on to different nonprofit organizations that are going to stand behind what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So the Future Independent Nationwide Empowerment is kind of the direction we're going, where we're going to donate a proceed of all of our suits sold to those organizations, which help girls that come from less fortunate situations, domestic violence, girls that don't feel good about themselves, the low income, neighborhoods, things like that. And these they're national organizations that are stayed within the United States. So they're national organizations that will come in. They have good celebrity backings like Jessica Alba. That will take these girls and help them get college educations or teach them how to be an entrepreneur if that's what they want to do. Feel good about themselves, things like that. So it's pretty cool.
This is why Sidney is on the show. She's literally hit the trifecta. She has a business that she was able to grow and develop mastery within a specific thing, a niche, right? Spray tanning in specific for going after people in the fitness industry. Right? So that's one.
Yeah.
But then, because you developed mastery around it, you were able to now, just like a martial artist, right? You become a black belt, you start training color belts to become black belts.
Right.
So now you have an online course where you are helping develop more people like you, and you're earning more income with greater margins through that. Right. But then, you've also created a second business that aligns with your first business. So, because if I'm getting a spray tan,
I'm going to buy a swimsuit.
I want a new swimsuit, right? I'm not wearing this tan under my jacket.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is perfect. It was the perfect thing to bring on swimwear, because we were looking, what could we bring on that we could also have something that goes to nonprofits that are something we stand behind.
You already have the audience.
Right, we have the audience. So I'm like, swimwear, amazing. My girls come in, they try on some suits. I actually have a section that they can come, I'm calling it the Bikini Boutique, that they can come in and try on all of our fine swimwear suits and then come in and get a spray tan. And then hopefully we'll go into other directions.
You should have something that you can do where people can come in and try on bikinis for free, test out. So come test out our top bikinis. Yeah. And then when they come in and they're like, I like the way it looks. I mean, it looks good. Yeah. You just need a tan.
Yeah, so I like that. I was doing a tan buns and bikini fun type thing, thinking of some good events for something like that, where they can come in, try on the swimsuits, get a spray tan if they like, and just enjoy themselves, network, meet other women. Maybe, I just came up with it. Maybe I'll just have invite other business women entrepreneurs to come in and meet each other.
You could even have, you could set up a green screen and lights and say, hey, we're getting anybody that wants free modeling shots of themselves in bikinis, come on down all day Saturday.
Good idea.
Free shots. And now they come in, you just do a bunch of free shots with models. And if they're models, chances are they're very conscious of how they look all the time.
Well, if they want pictures of themselves in a bikini, hopefully.
Yeah, hey, I want to take this picture again, but this time with you in a tan. You want to jump in there real quick?
Yeah.
We need to get you tan
It's
right
amazing.
now.
There's so many endless opportunities. Honestly, it just goes on. And Amanda Louise with Amanda Louise Swimwear and I are kind of working on doing a women's podcast with each other. So just to target female business owners, people that are up and coming, and then people that are really well established, so we can learn from each other, Right. And she owns a swimwear line as well, and she kind of started with competition bikini suits, and now she's getting into more luxury swimwear. So it's kind of cool. We're just partnering together, working together, and empowering each other.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you.
Okay.
While also I'm going to do a little trifecta.
Okay.
I'm going to challenge you, which you could only win if you do this.
Okay.
I'm going to show the audience, or tell the audience, depending on if you're watching or listening, how amazing it is to start an online business around mastery. And then I'm also going to be able to get content from my show. 3 wins. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you to get at least 100 people to go through your online course.
Love it.
Okay, by what is this, August? By the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh yes.
I
love these
aimed
kinds of-
low. I aimed low.
No, I just
Lesson
love
learned.
these. It's a national institute.
Okay.
Come on, people.
All right, so I'm going to challenge you to sell 100,
Okay.
which is going to be at
the end of the
$1,000, $100,000
Okay.
you're going to make, which very little cost, if any.
Really?
Right? Okay.
Really? Yeah.
So I'm going to challenge you to get by the end of the year,
Okay.
100 people to go through your course, and with that, I'm going to show you guys how simple she gets it done, and I'm going to have a great show because of it, and
It's gonna
everyone
be so-
wins.
I'll be back.
Is that great?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sidney. I really appreciate it. You've done some amazing things. You've grown your business 300% in the last year, 3 locations and growing. You've got more businesses starting. You've got a big future ahead of you. And for everybody here, follow Sidney Leigh on social. What's your handle on Instagram?
So we have Bunzie's Organic Spray Tanning. There's 3 different locations: Chandler, Scottsdale, and Gilbert. Fine Swimwear, and at Sunless Bunzies Institute.
You're going to be busy following.
Find me. Just find me, and then I got a list on there.
Yeah.
So you'll be good.
Sam will put it on the screen too for those of you watching. Sidney, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining today. I look forward to seeing you in the first week of next year.
Yeah.
Talk about all these sales.
I'm
you made.
excited. It's
All
going
right.
to be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Sunless. Can I just ask why Bunzies? What's Bunzies?
So my daughter's nickname is Bunzie. You know, cute little
Okay.
baby buns, and they were just so cute. So I'd call her Bunzie, and so tan buns kind of went with it. And so
That's what I thought. I thought it was maybe you started out just tanning butts.
Well, there's people
Because you
with
know how
like,
some people, that's the only part that's not tan after the beach?
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, let's fill
We
in a
just
void.
target butts. That's it.
like the tagline is, just got back from the beach and got a white butt?
Buns.
Introducing Bunzies. Spray tanning.
If I ever have to sell product, maybe I'll have like some butt tanning bunsies stuff.
Yes.
That's actually good.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you like this episode, then subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode. You can get all the links by going to thegsdshow.com. Thanks, and see you next time.